Dear devotees and friends, today will be, as usual, the Sunday discourse on the Chandogya Upanishad. Let us begin with this mantra. You can repeat after me, please. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Prana Chakshu Sutramatha Balam Indriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmo Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarod Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam mestu Tadatmani nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaste mai santu Te mai santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May my limbs, speech, vital force, eyes, ears, also strength of all the organs become well, developed. Everything is the Brahman. May I not deny Brahman. May Brahman deny me. May not Brahman deny me. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishad manifest in me, who am trying sincerely to realize Brahman. So every time we start this, we start with this prayer to remind us that all the limbs that we are having, the body, the mind, the limbs, then the organs and all our senses, everything is nothing but Brahman. So when we think in that way, Brahman means consciousness, and Brahman means the purity, the holy. When we think in that way, constantly, our body, our mind also become purified. And what happens? By that way, we go to that knowledge which gives us complete freedom from the suffering. We learn from the Chandogya Upanishad that one get result according to his object of meditation. In the previous day, the Uddalaka, he went to the king Ashyapati. Now the Upanishad takes us slowly to the higher truth. Suddenly they won't say that. So slowly they are taking us over there. So the Ashyapati, the son of the Kekaya, it is all historical. So they are giving the name, the kingdom, the name of the father, so that people can understand, yes, it was there. The Ashyapati, he was the king, and he was the son of the Kekaya, and he was giving this idea. Uddalaka suggested to go to Ashyapati. Now Ashyapati met these people. Who are that? Those who are attending the classes, 5 householders. That is very interesting. The householders, they're interested in Brahmagyana. So they, after completion of their life, they are now settled, children have taken all the business and other things. Now these people, they said, let us go and try to get the knowledge of Brahman. Now, this gives us the picture of the society. The society, how nicely it was developed. So they are not attached. When you look at our present day society, even the very old person also tried to cling to all the things that he was doing, and he won't forget. And by the way, his mind is attached to the things which is supposed to leave, and he is going to leave. What will happen? He takes all those impressions in the mind, and in the next life again come back to that life. It goes on and on, repetition. So that is the reason the society developed a process that you must know the truth when you are young. It's called brahmacharya. Along with the other knowledges by which you can earn some money. This is the first thing. Then enjoy your life, live your life, and then start preparation. So after the retirement, the people say, okay, enough is enough. We know what is the office meeting, we know what is office traveling. So we are exhausted with all those. Now, it is not necessary now. So after experiencing that, your mind is automatically coming back, and taking that, you are going to someone who has dedicated his life for the knowledge. So called Jnani or the Guru. So you go to him. And he gives you the idea. Now they are finally going to this, and when they went, then he is asking Upamanyu, the king is asking. Now the king is not a rishi. Rather, the rishi, he is going along with the other 5 householders to a king. But the king knows the Brahmajnana. That means in those days, even the kings, they were also practicing spirituality. And to understand this realization, this the Brahmajnana is not a small thing. It is not only Janaka, there were many Rajashris. It is not only one Rajarshi. We know mostly about the Janaka, he was the Rajarshi, Raja and Rishi combined. The Rishi means he is thinking, he is pondering, he is meditating, he is leading a life of spirituality, and at the same time ruling the country. That is very unique. They could do, but not the sannyasins. Sannyasins came much afterwards. Sannyasa is completely different conception. But they were rishis, householders, at the same time they were gyanis. So they went to him and then asking, on whom you meditate? Upamannava tam kam atmanam upasate. Atmanam is not the object. Everything is Atman. On anything that you are meditating is Atman. On whom you are meditating? Why he is asking? If you know the God or the object, you will know what actually he wants and what he is expecting. He said, Bhagava Rajan Divam Eva. Divam means the heaven. So he is meditating on the heaven. And he said, okay, very good. Highly luminous. So it is Suteja. Suteja means luminous. And of course, you will get the good food and beautiful objects. Not the Brahmajnana. Now this is important to learn from the Upanishad. And Upanishad is telling that whatever you choose as your object of meditation, you get back that thing only. So when we choose this God or that goddess, immediately people they know what he wants. And some of the dacoits in our country, they used to worship Goddess Kali. Not that they knew Goddess Kali, but of all the goddesses and gods, the Kali is one who could kill the others and ferocious. So they thought they will get the power of Goddess Kali. But that power means completely different. It's not the physical power, it is intellectual power. The Kali is nothing but the Saraswati, the goddess of learning. But we never knew that. We are thinking. So, object and also my thought. So, this is, he is asking, what is your object? Heaven. Okay, no problem. You will get this thing, but not the real truth. He is asking Satyayagya Paulushi, another boy, another gentleman, whom you are meditating on. This he says Adityam, the sun. That reminds me, when I was in Cherrapunji, just newly joined in the order, and I was not knowing anything. So then one of the assistant general secretary in those days, he was visiting. He wanted, we were 3 brahmacharis that time. He wanted to know what for we have come to join and dedicated the life. The first one said, I like to realize God. And how you think that you will realize God? Through the path of knowledge, he said. Then the second one said, I want to realize God through the path of bhakti. I was not knowing knowledge, I was not knowing bhakti, but I heard those things, jnana, bhakti, karma, and dhyana. Of course, I used to practice dhyana. I was reading Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga. So when the question came to me, I said, I like to realize Brahman, I like to realize God through meditation. Then he smiled and said, meditation, but through work and knowledge and devotion. He added that. So all the paths that leading to the goal. So only one path won't help you in that way. So only through meditation on what object you are meditating, for that you have to work. So all this. And this philosophy has been developed by Swami Vivekananda. So it's a combination of all the 4 paths. So he said the sun, very good, if you are meditating on that, you will enjoy many things, he said. Then the third was the Indradumna. I say Vayu, I meditate on the Vayu. So one after another is coming. He said, Vayu, that is also good. You will enjoy the beauty of the world. And afterwards, the 4th one said, it is Akasha. I am practicing meditation on the Akasha. Many a times the people, they see the vastness of the sky and they meditate on that, the vastness. When I was in Andaman, I used to meditate on the ocean. You cannot see the end of it. It's so vast, all over, water and water. So I used to sometimes meditate, but after reading this, I stopped that. No, that is also temporary. I should not meditate on that. That is an object. So if we are meditating on an object, which you can see, you can touch, so naturally you are getting the result of that object. As he is meditating on the air, Vayu, you will enjoy the good food, he said. This is Akasha. That's wealth you will get, lot of wealth in the Akasha. Then he asked the Budil, the 5th one, and he said, I meditate on water. That the water, if you are meditating, what you will get? You will get bodily strength, physical strength. This is very interesting. Those who want to, if you go to the wrestlers in India, particularly in the UP, and that they practice the wrestling, they will have the Mahavirji, wrestling, the power. So that they will worship that way, and not Saraswati. But if you go to West Bengal, or Saraswati, they don't go for wrestling. But it is better the intellectual, and then we'll go to America and have a job. So that way they go. They plan in that way, not on. But the wrestling, for that, they will never worship Saraswati, Mahavirji, Hanumanji. So obviously, object is very important. The Guru Parampara. The people, they ask, what is your Parampara? What is your Guru? Our Parampara is coming down from the Shiva to our Shankaracharya, from Shankaracharya to another, then this. So slowly, this is the Parampara, the tradition. So this also he said, I meditate on water, and he said that is also good, but you will get the strength, bodily strength. And he asked then Gautama, the Uddalaka Aruni, he said, sir, it is a good foundation though I am having. So this we studied last month. Now today we are going to continuing the meditation, but on what we should meditate. So after that it says in the Bhagavata also, I was reading the Bhagavata the other day, I came across this. It also says that your object, that will give you the same blessings. King Parikshit was asking, you know the story of the Bhagavata, and the King Parikshit was cursed. He is supposed to die within 7 days. And he was not worried about the death, but he was inquiring about, now only 7 days left. And I have to get the knowledge within these 7 days. So that after my death, I should not come back to this life once again. The circle of birth and death, no, I don't want that. So that he decided. He was not worried about and he was not angry because that young boy gave him the curse. He made a mistake, and then that the Brahmana cursed him. It's okay. Now he was waiting for the death, and when he was there, all the great scholars, they all came, and Shukadeva was also there, the highest of that Shuka, and he sat by the bedside of the king, and the king asked him, what a man should do who is going to die within few days. Then he said that this thing you should do. In one place he is mentioning the divine power will come, but not the mukti. If you worship Brahma, divine power will come. You are just touching and becoming this and that, so divine power will come, but you won't get the mukti. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he wanted to offer this power to Swami Vivekananda. He was then young. He was not Vivekananda then, Narendranath. He said, I will give you all the 8 powers. Do you like to take it? He said, sir, after receiving that, am I going to realize God? No, that won't be. But you can get a lot of name and fame with using that power. He said, I don't need that. What is the use of the name and fame? What is going to happen with that? This world is temporary. After a few years, maybe 1,000 years, it won't be there at all. So why should I have all this? It's not necessary. See, look at it. That young boy. Then Sri Ramakrishna was very happy. But he gave him the power. Without the power, still it is so close to us. This Art Institute, now it is known as Art Institute, and still that platform is there where he stood and addressed, and he said, only sisters and brothers of America, and 7,000 people stood up and clapped, and that completely electrified the whole India with 33 crores of people. So of course it is the yogic power, divine power. Otherwise it is impossible. We can also go and stand and we can also say the same thing. Nothing will happen. Rather the guard will say, why you are shouting over there? Come back. So obviously it won't happen, but it is the power. We see the simple thing, but it is not simple because at the back, divine power is there. But he never wanted it. God wanted to work through him. So that is, if you want divine power, then you should worship Brahma. If you want intellectual power, then you should worship Indra. And if you want the Prajani, then you should worship the Prajapati. And if you want beauty, you must worship Durga. And if you want the wealth, then Ashtaboshu. And if it is the might, then the Rudra. And if you like to go to heaven, then you should worship the sons of Aditi, that means the gods. Sons of Aditi are the gods. So it is in the Bhagavata it says, Lord Krishna, he is mentioning that if you want, these are the things you have to follow. But if you want mukti, then you should not think of anything of these. And that is a great challenge. And there are two types of muktis. One is kroma mukti. Slowly, slowly you will go for the freedom. And another is immediate liberation. Those who are very strong mind, don't want anything else, will get immediate liberation. But those who cannot, then slowly, slowly they will proceed. As a first like these and second these are that it goes. If you go to the Hindu temple, you will find the Ashtabashu, you will find all these gods and goddesses are there. A different type of people, they like to worship that way. And suppose we go to the Ramachandra, our Hindu temple here in Lemon is dedicated to Sri Ramachandra, and also Durga and Ganesh and all others are there, but mainly it is Ramachandra. When it is Sri Ramachandra, we go to worship Rama. There is a huge number of devotees are there for Sri Rama, but what actually they want from Sri Rama, that is also important. Two types of people, they used to come to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And one, they wanted some money, then power, and Sri Ramakrishna never liked it. But one boy he liked very much. He was very humble, and he never prayed to anything. Then Sri Ramakrishna himself inquired, "What do you want from me?" He said, "Sir, I want to be very rich." Sri Ramakrishna blessed him. "Yes, you will get that." And the word he used, he said, "At your door there will be elephant." The elephant means a huge thing that you can maintain. So obviously he became really, really wealthy, and for a long period of time used to serve the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis. In the beginning, Ramakrishna Mission Swamis were not having any money. So suppose you are sick, suppose you are hungry. So what they used to do, one or two Swamis, they used to go and sit before his door. And the moment he will see them, immediately he will understand they need something. He used to attend to them. He used to give them the food and all. So for a long period of time, they did. So this is the way we should worship. Now, in the 5th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad that we are completing, instructing to offer the food or action as oblation to Brahman. Food or action that we should give to Brahman. What is that Brahman? Our consciousness. So I am eating, but we say Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantyabhyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. So this is the mantra that we always teach to our students. And then Narendapur, then other schools. Why we do that? So that they will start eating at a time. Otherwise, the moment it is served, say hundreds of boys are sitting. The moment they get the food, immediately they will start eating. And when you reach to the end of the line, the first boy has already completed. Again, you have to run to fill up his plate. So that's why we do this chanting. After that, they start eating. So it is equally. And what they do, many of them they know. But some, not knowing and very hungry, and they don't care about this mantra, they will some sound they will make, and then start. I was the in charge, so I was passing through to hearing actually whether they are chanting or not. It is written over there, and a senior boy will say, and they are supposed to repeat, but that also he is not doing. He is making some sound. Then I stood behind him, and when he completed, I hold him. "Hey, you cannot eat." "No, I have completed the chanting." Or "No, what you have said," he couldn't say again. "Then only you will eat." So like that, you have to have fun. So this Brahmarpanam Brahma Havi, they never knew the real meaning. We were also not very sincere to understand, but that is the Brahma Jnana. Only these two lines of Bhagavad Gita. And any time if you go to Ramakrishna Mission, any center, they will chant this and then start eating. But that is the knowledge of Brahman. Everything that is there is nothing but Brahman. The food is Brahman. And the hand that is using the food and taking to your mouth is Brahman. And the eating, Brahman. Of course, they were talking about the yajna. So you are pouring the ghee into the fire and all. So everything is nothing but Brahman. Even the handle, the fire, each and everything. And what is that Brahman? The consciousness. So this way, when fifth chapter he ended, Yasa idam avidwan agnihotram juhoti, he says that if you don't know the meaning of it, but doing the yajna, you don't get the result. If anyone without knowing offer or perform Agnihotra sacrifice, this is a very famous sacrifice, it will be like pouring means juhuvat, butter on the ashes, not on the fire, so no result. So we have to understand this. I went to a Kalibadi and the pujari there, America, so everything goes. So he was worshipping Kali with the mantra of Krishna. So what you are doing? Afterwards, I called him and said, hey, all these mantras, do you know the meaning of it? You are worshipping Krishna, standing before the Kali. But I don't know the mantra. You have to study that. The books are there. When you are doing, you must do it sincerely. If you don't do that, you don't get the result. You can deceive people, ordinary people, they are coming with the faith. So whatever you say, they will believe. And the Pujari ji is there, whatever he says. But you are deceiving yourself. The effect don't come. Result don't come. And that is why those who are there, they are so close to God, but not getting the benefit of being there. Why? Because they are not sincere. They don't mind. It is a business for them to earn only. Just the shop they are selling is also like that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he worshipped Goddess Kali and realized the Brahman. Look at it. Same Goddess Kali is there in the temple. But do we worship as he did? This is the difference. We must be sincere, we must know what we are really doing. Without that, when we are just repeating, it is like they're repeating like a parrot. The people will be teaching so many things to the parrots, and the parrot is going on. It is never. So that's why in the fifth chapter is giving us the warning that if you do in this way without knowing, all your effort will be lost. So you must know why I am worshipping, whom I am worshipping. If I am worshipping for the physical beauty, so this, okay. I know that what I am actually asking. And that way you should go. Athaya etad evam vidwan agnihotram juhoti tasya sarveshu lokeshu sarveshu bhuteshu sarveshu atmosu hutam bhavati. But if knowing if you offer, sarveshu lokeshu, everywhere, here and also in the heaven, wherever, everywhere, you will be successful. If one knowing the secret of the yajna perform that, he will be successful. Sometimes when we read that Dasharatha, he performed a yajna, Putreshti yajna, for his progeny, for his son. And we say, is it possible? Or just offering some ghee at the fire and getting the son? It is possible. It is possible. Because what you are doing, you are manipulating the power that is already there in the nature with the power of the mantra. And you should know how to offer, you should know how to pronounce. And if you can do that perfectly, then only the effect will come. you may be knowing that there is a story. Before the great war between Rama and Ravana, both were worshipping goddess Durga, not for beauty, but for the power, success. And Durga is the goddess of success, also particularly in the war and in difficulties. Durga, 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 if you say, you are protected by the Lord Shiva. And this is, both of them they were worshipping. They started that. Now, some of the gods, they went to Sri Ramachandra and said, if you like to vanquish, you'd like to defeat the Ravana, you have to worship Durga. And Rama sat for. Then at the same time, Ravana was also there performing. Then it will be difficult what to do. Then one of the gods, he went, particularly, I think that our Hanumanji, Mahavirji, as a small the fly, and sat on one letter, and Ravana pronounced that wrongly. That is the story. Ravana pronounced that wrongly, and wrong effect came. And that's why Ravana was defeated. And this is the way, why the stories? When you are pronouncing the mantra, you must pronounce it perfectly. And if you are not pronouncing or chanting properly, then you won't get the proper result of it. The one old lady got the mantra from his guru, but the name of the god was his husband's elder brother's name. So, in our country, they don't say that. Nowadays, they call the husband also in their name, so by their names. But previously, the wives will never ever call their husbands by their names and forget about the elder brother and all that. That was the tradition. Now, she got the mantra from the guru, and the name was that name of the elder brother of the husband. And what to do? She never consulted with the guru. She could say that this is the problem. Then the guru may change that name. But she herself thought, okay, I will pronounce that name in a different way. It was the Krishna. Instead of Krishna, she was going on repeating all through her life, Krishna, Krishna, instead of Ka, Fa. So Krishna, Krishna. Then at the time of death, all the stories only, all the messengers from the death came and told, now you have to go. So why should I go with you? Because I have all through my life chanted the name of Krishna. I will go to Krishna only. Krishna's people should come to take me. Why you? Then they said, did you pronounce the word Krishna? Well, how can I? That is the name of my husband's elder brother. Then, so obviously, Krishna never heard it. So you pronounce somebody else's name, how Krishna will know? So you have to come with us and next life pronounce correctly. So this is the way the story goes, only to impress us. When you receive the mantra, listen it very carefully and pronounce accordingly. That name should be pronounced properly. The moment you are doing, this is not ordinary name. The God's name are given to the human being also. There are millions of Krishna will be there in our country. But when the Guru is giving you the name, that is the God's name, and that comes with the power. So one should be correctly pronounce it. That's exactly we find over here in the 5th chapter, 24th verse. It says, Atha ya etad evam vidwan. Vidwan means intelligent person. He, Ognihotram juhoti, is performing the Ognihotra or the Yajna. We do not perform the Yajna nowadays with the fire, but we do it every day while we meditate. And when we are offering all our thoughts in the mind, thinking that it goes to my God, that is also Yajna. And Sarveshu Lokeshu, how many lokas are there? Hindus, they believe there are 14 lokas. This earth and 7 loka above. And then this earth, 7 lokas below. And that is called 14 lokas. Sarveshu bhuteshu. Bhuta means the being. And so many millions and millions of beings are there. And sarveshu atmashu hutam. You will get the benefit of all that. And what will happen? All your sin will be burned. And how it will be burned? They are giving the example. As in the blazing fire, if you give some cotton, immediately it will be burned. So if you are pronouncing the name of God, and as if you are offering that in the fire of knowledge within your heart, you are performing the Agnihotra, and you are offering that name regularly, and by that way you are free from your sin. All the papam, all the sins will be. And what is this sin? In the Hinduism, they don't believe in the sin. They believe in the mystics. It's not like the religions that talk about the sin. We have the word sin, but the sin is not that. It is a mystic that we do. If you are making the mistake, obviously you won't get the proper result. In our school days, it won't get the correct number, then, hey, why couldn't do it? It's a silly mistake. Mistake is mistake. Silly means what? Now that is, when we think in that way, the mistake means you could not do it and you won't get the result. So it says in this way, so all your actions, all your desire, everything will be burned into ashes. How? Only by taking the name of God. How? Properly pronouncing and offering it at the light of or the fire of God. So those who have taken the initiation, when you are meditating, try to meditate in that way. And you are taking the name of God, you need not to hurry. Take the name very properly, perfectly, as has been given by your guru, and mentally imagine that you have lighted a fire and offering that name into that, one after another. In the Hindus, they like the billa leaves. So in the billa leaves, you are offering like this, one after another. Even if you are chanting the name 108 times, that will be sufficient, but that will make your mind purified. Of course, if you can increase the number, the more and more, your mind will be purified. And what is the purification of the mind? No desire for the worldly objects. Desire for the worldly objects, these are the problems. If you want that, you will get that. But again, you will be bound by that. Again, the result will bring either happiness and or suffering. Again, you have to go on. But if you say, God, I don't know what is good for me, but I am offering it to you, please see that I am happy all through. God will take care of it. Now, in the 6th chapter, we find another story. And in this story, the Shetuketu is a very famous, afterwards he became, as a young boy, he won't go to school. Usually, they used to go at the age of 6. But this fellow, up to 12 years, is going on playing and won't go to school. And what will happen? The father was thinking, then ultimately he said, Shetuketu, Basa Brahmacharyam, won't you go to school? Won't you learn? Then he said, you know, boy, it is in our family, there is no nominally Brahmana. Nominally Brahman means, it says it's a Brahma Bandhuriba Bhavatiti. Brahma Bandhu, the term was Brahma Bandhu. They were the Brahmanas, but they were not educated. So they just, by birth, they are Brahmana and never got the respect from the society. Why? No knowledge is there. You are a Brahmana, but you don't know. Suppose a family, and this is the Upanishadic period. At that time even, in Indian society, education was highly respected. And every family, they tried to see that all the members of the family should be educated. So he is asking the son, Tam ha pita uvacha. Tam, to that boy, and afterwards they will mention why the father is asking like this. Tam ha pita, his father, uvacha, shvetaketu basa brahmacharyam. Brahmacharya means a student's life. And to go to school to learn, his father was educated. He was running a school. But the son won't read over there. Mostly the children, they don't like the father or the mother teaching. Somebody else is coming, they're happy. They will learn from them. Maybe the father student teaching his son, the son will listen to that person, not to the father. Because of the relation. And there's a very funny thing that I got that message. And Keshav Chandra Sen, that highly educated person in those days, highly reputed person. And he wanted that his wife also should learn English and get the education. But the wife won't learn from him. So this is the problem. Then he called one of his disciples, Shipnath Shastri. Can you please teach my wife something? And Shipnath Shastri was teaching the wife. Then one day she didn't complete the homework. Then Shipnath Shastri said, you better ask your husband to help you to complete the homework. And the wife went to the husband because the teacher has said. Next day, Keshav Chandra Sen said to the Shipnath, you know what your student is mentioning? What? You cannot teach like my teacher. Shipnath Shastri was the student of Keshav Chandra. And Keshav Chandra cannot teach. So these always happen. And this boy, Shvetaketu, won't learn from his father. So the father told, okay, at least you go to some school. There are many other teachers are there. Here we get that you have to respect your children also. Not that the beating and all this, nothing was there. So they are not going to school. Father is waiting. Then when he was 12 years old, then he said, Shvetaketu basa brahmacharyam. Then he said, no one in our family are uneducated and remain normally Brahman. And nominally Brahman means Brahma Bandhu Iva Bhavati. Brahma Bandhu, the name is very wonderful, Brahma Bandhu, but he is a Brahmana but uneducated. This is an insult for the Brahmanas. You must be educated. So this is Bhavati, Brahmin by birth but not by knowledge. That you should not. Then it gives in this way, Sa ha, that boy, ha, Dvadarsha Varsha. At the age of 6, he was supposed to go to school. But he never went. At the age of 12 only, Upetya. Chaturvingshati Varsha Sarvan Vedan Adhita Mohamana Anuchanagami Stabdha Iyara came back. Iyara came back. And then 2 words he is using. Mohamana. Mohamana means one who thinks, I know everything. That is Mohamana. Mohamana, one who thinks he is the only one knows everything. And he won't listen to others. And we know Mohamana, someone. And this, Anuchanagami. What is the Anuchanagami? Who consider himself highly educated. He himself thinks that I am highly educated. This is Anuchanagami. See, these are the mentalities that was also there at the time of Upanishads. That means the same mentality in the human mind, human society, and parents always got this type of problems with the children and how to handle the children. Sometimes the parents, they say, do you have any program here for our children? That means from the time of Upanishad, they were having this problem. He said is that he came back. Within 12 years, he completed everything, but came back and very arrogant. And Mohamana, And he came back and that way. Observing him, the father understood that he has not learned properly. Because Vidya dadati binayam. The Vidya, it gives the Binay. That is our teaching. When you are applying for the job and going to somewhere where you have to show you must produce all the, whatever the certificates that you are having. But otherwise, everywhere, if you go on, even in the outside the door, they'll be writing the MA, BA, from class 10, it will be all the certificates, but third division anyway, no problem. But that means only the one to boast up. No, one should not. This is, this boy, when he came, his father, he saw and he was not very happy. But very intelligently, he is handling the boy because he is arrogant. Obviously, he thought that he knows everything. And the father, after understanding this, see how they are handling the son. He is asking, son, do you know or have you asked this question to your teacher? What is the question? Asrutam srutam bhavati. By knowing which, one can understand or hear which is unheard of. Have you asked this question to your teacher? He never knew this. The second question is, okay, amatam matam bhavati, that unthought of become thought of, that knowledge by which unheard of thing can be heard, unthought of thing can be thought, abhigyatam vigyatam iti, that which is unknown become known. Have you asked your teachers in this way? He said, no. Shetuketu surprised and said to, oh father, katham nu bhagavasa adesho bhavatiti. Where from this subject came? They never taught me this. Adesha means the decisive statement. If you know this, you know this. If you think in this way, you think in this way. Like that. Adesha. That the order. The order means it's a decisive thing. But katham sa adesha bhavati iti. Where from this thought came? I never heard about it. What is this idea? The word is used to express the idea that one realized after the realization. Without knowing the Atman, no knowledge is complete. Without knowing the Atman, no knowledge is complete. Always there will be doubt. Then in the Upanishad they'll say, after the realization of the Brahman, chiddanti sarva samsayaha. All the doubts vanishes. There will be no doubt at all. Now, if you ask so many millions of people, they are religious people, whatever may be the faith. But if you go and ask, do you have any doubt about God? Yeah, that is true. Why the God is killing so many people? Why these? Why they have doubt about God? Though he is fasting for God, going to the temple and offering these, so everything they are doing, but not complete faith. Because they have not realized. That is the reason. The moment you realize, you know what is going to happen. Then obviously you will never doubt about it. So here, as because the doubt is there, the Shetuketu became egoistic and arrogant, thinking that he has studied all the scriptures. But a thing through our senses is not the real knowledge. Whatever we hear, we see, we touch, we taste, or we smell, is not the correct knowledge. Sometimes the very good cook, they will cook something and will give you and say, can you please say the ingredients out of what it has been made? And after tasting, you will say, oh, this may be flour, this may be this. No, something completely different. So even after tasting, you cannot understand what is that. Even after seeing, you cannot see the correct thing. You may see something else. And concave and convex, all these things are there. You go and see something different, completely. So that is the cause is real, not the effect. The real and the cause should be. Now, next class, we will enter into a very interesting and most important topic of this Upanishad. Navai nunam bhavantusta etad abedin. Then he said, I think the teachers, Bhagavantastu, Bhagavanta means my teachers, I think they never knew this. When the father asked, see, look at this boy, so he should not. But that thing has not come. But some of the people, I mean those who are explaining, they said he was not insulting his teacher. He was doubting in this way, maybe that they didn't think of it. So that's why. There is a doubt, but not insulting. But it is very clear that now boi nunam, surely. My teachers, they were not knowing this. So they didn't teach me. This is an insult to the teachers. Navai nunam bhagavanta etad abedishan or Bedi. Veda means knowledge. It was not. They were not having that knowledge perhaps. So they have not taught me. Then he said, Bhagavan means the Father. When we are talking to the Father with great respect, Bhagavan, tu eva me tat brabhiti. Why don't you teach me yourself? Because you know this. Those teachers could not teach me, perhaps they don't know. But as because you know, though can't you teach me? His father became very happy. Why? Because afterwards, after so many years, now the boy has become 24 years old. Now he is having some respect for his father, and not only that, he wants to learn. Unless you want to learn, whatever knowledge will be given is of no use. And when he himself is showing his interest, I now like to know, his father became very happy. Somya tataiti uvacha. Okay, my son, that will be, I will teach you. Somya. Somya means my dear one. Okay, son, tataiti, tai hobe. Like that in Bengali you say, it will be like that. We will do. We will study uvacha. Father said, okay, dear, now let us begin. And in the beginning, he is giving the idea of the Atman. Sat eva samya idam agra asit. There will be a lot of debates and questions, answer will be there. We will enter into it from our next classes. Sat eva. Sat means that never changes. That is Sat. S-A-T, Sat means that never changes. Swami Vivekananda addressed the India as Sat. Sat means that it is not the geography or the society or the economy, but the vital knowledge that was there in India. It will never change. And that is called Sat. So he addressed the India as Sat. So this Sat means that knowledge which never changes. And what is that? Something which is witnessing everything. All these changes that we observe, that means something is there which is static. Otherwise, how can you observe the changes? And when you can observe the changes, that means you are not the changes. You are the observer. You are seeing, observing. And what is that? Now look at our body, it is changing. Look at our mind, it is changing. Look at our society, it is changing. All these things change. I am observing it. But how can I observe my own change? That means I am not this body. If I was this body, I would not have understood the changes. I was also running with the same change, same speed. How could I know that? That means I am not this body, I am something else. I am standing outside and I am observing the changes. I am not this mind because I can observe my changes. Then that who am I? That is the great question for the Vedantin. The who am I? That is the search. And he said, in the beginning, when nothing was there was that eternity. The Hinduism is based on this knowledge only. And afterwards, all the things that we see, so many temples, so many varieties of gods and goddesses, so many varieties of mantras, chanting, all that is only fabrication. But the basis is one and only one, there is no two, it never changes. Again, Hindus goes to very deep. The moment you say one, what type of one? Of all these the trees, ordinary trees, there is a mango tree. There's a mango tree is one, other trees are not. It's like that? No. And like this, they will be debating. We will come to that in the next class. I'll complete because, again, I have to attend another online class, and they are organizing in Massachusetts, I think, in the Great Britain. So they will be waiting for me at 12:45. So thank you very much. This is the first time they are organizing different faiths meet. Different religious leaders are coming. I'll be joining from here online. So let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. And you know, friends, that there will be in this, at the end of this week, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there will be a conference in Alabama, Huntsville, the Alabama, the North America Vedanta Conference. So all the Swamis from the Vedanta societies, I think 12 or 14 of them, they are coming, and we'll be discussing about complete Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta, Vishishta Advaita Vedanta, and Dvaita Vedanta. Samannaya Vedanta, that I am going to speak on that, of Sri Ramakrishna's Samannaya Vedanta. So these 4 Vedantas will be discussed over there. So let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Is there any question was there? How many questions? Okay, quickly. Let us see.
Joyjit is asking, do I have to do Panchakosh Vichar, Avasthatraya Vichar before meditation to attain Samadhi and Atmagyan?
So, if you are doing the vichara means judging, then no question of meditation. Because those who are following the path of knowledge, they don't meditate. Why? Because on whom he will meditate? Everything is he, everything is she, everything is that Atman. So only vichara you should do, and then you should go on pondering over that. And that may be called as meditation. You are pondering and pondering, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am the soul, I am the eternal happiness. By that way you have to go on. As Shankaracharya in the very famous stotra, he mentioned that I am not this body, I am not this mind and all. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Okay, next.
Mitali is asking, she's trying to do japa, but mind becomes distracted, thinks other worldly things, how to control it?
All of us, I think. The same thing happens to everyone. Whenever we are trying to do japa, hundreds of thoughts will come, but don't worry about it. Let the mind do whatever the mind wants to do. You say that I am going to repeat the name and I am going to repeat it. Then ultimately, slowly, mind is just like a very naughty boy. He will be running here and there. If the mother is not paying any attention to the boy, ultimately boy will come back to the mother. It's just like that. So you have to sit and say, okay, you like to go, you go. I'm not coming with you. The son will be afraid. So after some time, he will come back. He knows that without the mother I cannot do. So same way, treat your mind, and you say, suppose you meditate, and like this moment you should not do anything other else. I will give you this, I will give you that. You have to tempt your mind also. And like the children, that also, if you study and complete this homework, then I will give you this candy, this. Like that you have to tempt, and you are playing with your own mind. Take the name of God, and slowly, slowly, and with a sincerity, slowly, slowly, mind will be purified and completely under your control. Okay then. Yeah.
Maharaj, which name should then we meditate on for mukti?
For mukti, that is really a very good question. Which name of God should we meditate for mukti? Any God you can do, but your object should be mukti. Because there is no bandhana, there is no mukti as such, from the Vedantic point, Advaita Vedantic point of view. But if you are thinking, I am worshipping Durga so that I will get the protection and the beauty and the power, you will get that. You know that in the Chandi, they always going on praying to the Durga, give this, give that. If you pray to that, Mother will give that. But if you say, give me mukti, you will get mukti. So it's any God and goddess, but your object should be that, mukti. That will be great. Thank you then. Okay.